Welcome to the Why Aren't These Plants and Animals Mentioned in the Book of Mormon video. The Book of Mormon timeline that we will be using for this video is 2600 BC, when the Jaredites supposedly came over, up to 420 AD, which was the end of the Nephites and Lamanites. So according to many of BYU's top scholars, the Book of Mormon took place in Mesoamerica. Mesoamerica comprises the modern-day countries of Mexico, and I think Book of Mormon lands is mostly limited to southern Mexico. But it's Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Belize, El Salvador, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. So we will be using that as our assumption. We will look at Guatemala as kind of the center of Book of Mormon lands. So these plants and animals have to exist in Book of Mormon time frame and in these lands. So some plants that are mentioned in the Book of Mormon are barley, figs, grapes, wheat, and corn. The only one that they've been able to find any evidence for the timeline and for the place is corn. The other ones, barley, figs, grapes, and wheat, have no evidence. So here are some of the animals mentioned in the Book of Mormon. The ass, which is a donkey, a bull, a calf, cattle, cow, goat, horse, ox, sheep, swine or pig, elephant, and honeybee. There is no evidence that these animals existed during Book of Mormon time frame or place. But this video is about all the plants and animals that should have been mentioned in the Book of Mormon. So according to scientists, archaeologists, those who have studied the place and the time frame, all of the following plants and animals could have or should have been mentioned in the Book of Mormon. So I think one of the coolest animals that existed during Book of Mormon times and lands is the jaguar. And during that time and place, they had tomatoes. There was the puma. They had avocados. They had the turkey, and this is a Guatemalan turkey. There was squash. There was the tapir, which some BYU apologists say was actually a horse. The chili pepper. There was the monkey, and this particular picture here is a monkey that was said to exist during that time frame and place. They had sunflowers, so they could get sunflower seeds. They had the peccary, which some Mormon apologists say was a pig. They had the potato. Cotamundus existed during this time frame. The jack bean. There were armadillos. The manioc or the cassava root. They had rabbits. They also had lima beans. Gophers existed in that time and place. They had amaranth, which they could eat. There was the leaf-nosed bat. They had goosefoot, deer, including the white-tailed deer. There was tobacco, so they might have rolled that up to smoke. Muscovy ducks existed. They had crescentia, which I guess you can eat. There was the tinamou. There was the Acrocomia mexicana, which maybe you can eat, I'm not sure. Acrocomia mexicana. They had quail that they could eat. They had the Sideroxylon tempisque. I'm not sure if that's how you say that. It looks like some kind of fruit. There were alpacas, cute little puffy guys. They had portulaca, which looks to be some kind of a succulent. They had the paca. There was the ananase. I'm not sure how you say that. Looks to be some kind of fruit. They had pheasants, which of course they can eat. The bottle gourd. And of course they had llamas. They had the partridge, which I'm sure they could eat. There was the agouti or agouti. There was the curacao, which maybe you can eat. There was the cotinga, the roseate spoonbill. They had the macaw and other kinds of parrots. And they had the chakalaka. So those are quite a few of the possibilities of plants and animals that should have been mentioned in the Book of Mormon. And I thank you for watching the Why Aren't These Plants and Animals Mentioned in the Book of Mormon video.